Hi there, and welcome to the Ink and Paint Club podcast. My name is Kyle, and I will be giving a solo review on Pixar's latest film, Finding Dory. It's a sequel to the 13-year-old film Finding Nemo. I will be doing a solo review because JD and Andy both kind of didn't really want to watch the movie, and I don't blame them. Anyways, I've noticed that a lot of YouTubers will review a movie and they'll basically just talk about the movie. I'm not about that. Personally, I like it when a review actually reviews the movie and tells you if it's good or not, so that's basically what I'll be doing. Basically, I didn't care for the movie myself. I'm not a fan of Finding Nemo, and I'm not a fan of Finding Dory, but I will be trying to review it on a non-biased platform, hopefully. Anyways, to tell you the truth, if you're a fan of the movie, I'd say go see it. It's fine. It's passable as a movie. I don't mind it. I just think that they made a sequel based on the worst character. Finding Nemo, I really didn't care for Dory. And I don't think it's Ellen DeGeneres' fault. I just find that character extremely fucking annoying. It is so annoying to watch the stupid antics of Dory. But I mean, if you're a fan of the movie, yeah, go ahead and see it. It's actually nicely animated. I mean, you're not gonna get a Nolan of the North kind of thing. It's just, for me personally, I think the story, the characters, they all kind of fall flat for me. But it's whatever. If I had to give the movie a grade, I would probably give it maybe a 6 out of 10, a C+. Anyways, let's get into the actual movie itself. So, this whole movie, there seems to be kind of different messages towards it. At least that's kind of what I see. The main message, it seems to be kind of about the differently abled, the mentally disabled, just that kind of stuff, and how to treat them. Basically, Dory has short-term memory loss, and my big beef with the movie is it just sort of works within the plot. So it works when it wants to, it works when it doesn't. It's very weird. It's just there to help the plot go by, and I don't know, it's just kind of a dumb gimmick to me. When I say it works and it doesn't, it's just weird. See, when the movie starts out, it shows that she's basically a toddler when she loses her parents, because the whole movie's about her finding her parents. Well, she's basically a toddler, and it goes through this whole thing where she's growing up in almost a Lion King montage, and she's asking people, hey, have you seen my parents? And these fish are like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And then as time goes on, she's asking, oh, I'm looking for someone. And progressively her memory gets worse and worse to where she doesn't even remember that she has parents. But, like, my problem with this part is she's shown as a toddler, and it progressively goes until she's an adult, a teenager. I don't know the age of the character, but see what the Lion King did that this didn't. When you're going through a montage, it kind of shows, like, you know, what happened. With the Lion King, Simba is shown to have, you know, a guardian, and he's got Timon and Pumbaa with him, and with Dory, nothing happens. Basically, nothing happens until she meets Marlin in the first movie. So, as a toddler trying to survive in an ocean full of predators, full of all this kind of stuff. I don't understand how she survived in any case. So I felt like that was a plot hole. At least have some fucking explanation. Did she have adopted parents? What did she eat? What did she do during this time? It's just explained as, oh, she just ran into Marlin. She just grew up. So I didn't quite care for that myself. It's just like a here you go explanation to me. And I don't care. I didn't really care for it. Then again, I don't know if I'm looking too far into this. It's a fucking kids movie. I just feel that there should be a better explanation. You see Simba, he grows up. He has someone caring for him. They show, oh, well, here's a predator. We're going to give him bugs to eat instead of actual meat. These are things that kind of fill up a little plot hole, and Finding Dory kind of just didn't care about that. So I thought that was kind of dumb. So what happens is, in the beginning of the movie, she's with... It basically picks up a year after the events of the first one. The first one, they lost Nemo. He got captured by humans and put in a dentist office, and then it was like trying to get the sun back on a amazing whirlwind adventure. And with this one, Dory goes to Mr. Ray's school, and it's about migration, and migration going back home for the stingrays. So she becomes this teacher's assistant reluctantly. Like, nobody really wants her to do this, but being Dory and being the annoying character she is, she kind of weasels her way into being a teacher's assistant. And all she does is repeat everything that Mr. Ray says, and they're wondering what migration is. Well, Mr. Ray tells them that migration is going back home and doing all this kind of stuff. So one of the kids asks Dory, well, what about you? What about your home? What about your parents? And then that kind of sets off the whole movie. She's like, well, shit, I don't know. I've never thought of that before. And it's basically kind of what sets off the movie. So she keeps having these like dumb little triggers that make her think about her family, what she did as a toddler, how she got lost. So what happens next really is she's all excited. Holy shit, I got a family. I gotta go find them now. So they end up going trying to find her family, because she has a random memory. Oh, it's the jewel of whatever, I don't fucking remember, but that's where her parents are. It's at this place. So Nemo, Marlin, and her go on an adventure. So they end up going to this like hidden valley where there's a bunch of crabs, and they're shushing her. She's being loud as fuck and annoying. That's her character. And these crabs are telling her to be quiet. Well, no, that's not good enough for Dory. She has to fucking be loud. She has to be annoying. So all the characters around her are like, yo, there might be a reason. You don't go into a new neighborhood and start talking and stuff. So of course she's got to be annoying. Well, it wakes up this giant squid. And one thing that I've always had a problem with these anthropomorphic movies, it's not even anthropomorphic, it's just talking fish, really. But one thing I've had problems with animal movies is you have this, society where fish can have careers and shit. They can be teachers and all this kind of stuff. And then you have these predators who are just mindless eating machines, predators. They want to eat the heroes, whatever. That's always kind of bothered me. So it puts it on a level like you're watching this and the characters are almost like humans, and then these brainless monsters are like maybe a lion or a big predator that wants to eat them, and you kind of differentiate that in a sense, or at least I do. So I don't really care for that. You have predators that are mindless. That doesn't make sense in that world. I mean, in Cars, you don't have cars that are just fucking cars. They're all people. They all do stuff. I don't know. That's my beef. Well, anyways, this giant squid tries to eat them. And it's this giant traumatic experience. And, I mean, this thing's as big as a fucking shipping crate. Those huge metal boxes. Why it wants to eat something that's that small is beyond me. But anyways, it makes this giant chase scene, and it gets crushed by this shipping crate. Okay. But it was trying to eat Nemo. It wraps its tentacle around Nemo, and it's got its beak snapping, trying to eat them. So it gets crushed, and Marlin is like, holy shit, that was really bad. Let me tend to Nemo. And Dory is just kind of for herself. She doesn't care. Until she's like, oh man, what happened? My memory. I don't know what just happened. Are you okay, Nemo? And Marlin's really pissed off. He's like, why don't you just go over there? So she swims away and comes back, and of course the memory thing. Whoa, what happened? It was just dumb. So Marlin's pissed off, and he tells her, like, why don't you go over there and forget? It's what you do best. And throughout the entire movie, they make him feel bad for saying this. And that kind of just pissed me off, like, really badly. He went through the whole thing of the first movie, and his son almost gets eaten. So you have this character who's seen his wife, and basically all his children except one get eaten by a barracuda, and then he goes through this traumatic experience with the giant squid that almost eats his remaining son and himself and his friend. But then it turns into that he's the dick. He's the dick because he's, the fuddy-duddy. He's not the free spirit. And that just kind of pissed me off. Why isn't the character that caused this giant thing, why is she kind of like the hero, the person to root for? As the audience member, you're supposed to be like, oh, what a dick. Like, it just bothers me on that sense where, why is he the dick in that situation? So that was just something that kind of bothered me, he's been through some shit, and to make him the bad guy, it just bothers me. So anyways, they kind of split up. She gets taken by humans, just like the events in the first movie of Nemo getting taken by humans, but she gets put into an aquarium, and she's in quarantine. So she meets this octopus, and the octopus really wants her tag. This octopus tells her that he really wants to live in, like Cleveland, Ohio, something like that. He wants to go into an aquarium so he can be by himself. Apparently he had a traumatic experience himself, and he lost a tentacle. And he just wants to be by himself. So he wants her tag. Her tag says that she's getting shipped off to another aquarium. He wants it. So they make a deal. Help me find my parents, you get my tag, whatever. So he helps her out. And then she starts remembering more stuff. Oh yeah, well, she was born here. She used to have a friend named Destiny, which was a nearsighted whale shark. And I think that's kind of fucked up because, well, if you're a nearsighted animal, you're fucked for life. There's no animal glasses or nothing, so that's kind of messed up. And then she meets a beluga whale who doesn't know how to do the echolocation thing, or he just feels like he can't do it. So anyways, they go on this big adventure to find her her parents. Meanwhile, uh, Nemo and his dad get into really weird situations. Um, One thing I wanted to talk about though is I saw a few reviewers kind of bring up this point, and I just think it's really dumb. I just want to talk about it though, but um, there's two animals. There's a seal called Gerald, and there's a bird called Becky, and they kind of help, kind of don't. They're mostly comedic relief characters. And I've seen people online saying like, "Oh no, they're mentally disabled, and you can't make fun of them." And it's just like really dumb to me that people are saying don't laugh at these joke characters. So Gerald the seal, he really wants to go on a rock that these two seals are kind of sleeping on. And these reviewers are saying, no, it's like making fun of the mentally handicapped. They look stupid, they act stupid, don't make fun of them. But when it comes down to it, that's how seal lions are. They're very territorial. You don't fuck with their stuff, they don't fuck with you. That's just how they are. So to see people get mad at this kind of stuff, it makes me mad because that's just dumb. So anyways, there's also a bird named Becky, and her feathers are everywhere. Her eyes are like going different ways. She's wall-eyed, and that was another thing where like, oh well, this is a mentally handicapped bird, even though all the birds look like that, and they're like, well, you shouldn't laugh at that. No, it's fine. These are joke characters. Their sole purpose is for the laugh, you know. But that's kind of progressive people acting progressive in a way. So anyways, what happens is they tell Becky to help find Dory, Marlin and Nemo. So they get in a bucket and they're flying with this bird Becky. Well, Becky puts them down and starts eating popcorn, which kind of pisses off Marlin. And he's just like, well, just shit. She's not paying attention to us. You're eating popcorn. You know, this is a time-sensitive thing. We gotta go. So it puts them in a bad position because they get ricocheted off into a fish tank for, like, toy fish. And then the bird finishes eating popcorn, and then it's like, well, shit, where'd everybody go? So what I thought was dumb is in this scene, they're in this fish tank, kinda at a aquarium, in the outside for toys, for like a street vendor, something like that. They're calling this bird. They have a really fucking stupid call, and they're calling them, and then Nemo's like, "No, Dad, she can't hear you. She can't hear you. You're too far away." And they kind of just give up on that. Well, later on in the movie, they're like out in the ocean, million miles away, and he does the call, and it magically works, and the bird comes. And that was another beef of mine, where they can actually physically see a bird, and this call doesn't work, but then they're out in the ocean, and it fucking works at the end of the movie. I didn't quite care for it. That's one of those plot holy things that it just, the writing works when it wants to. So they're trapped in this fish tank, and Nemo's ostracizing his dad. Like, why'd you have to be so mean to her? Why do you have to say, like, you know, forgetting is what you do best? And it's just like, really? You almost fucking died. Why you gotta give him shit for this? So another thing I really didn't like, they keep fucking bringing stuff up like that. Oh, well, you're the dick for doing this. So the way they get out of this fish tank, they're like, what would Dory do? Yes, what would a mentally handicapped fish do? That is the perfect thing to ask yourself. What would this mentally handicapped thing do in order to get out of this situation? Because that's exactly what you should do in a situation like that. So basically, the thing that they get from that is there's these fountains, these water fountains on the floor, and they're just like, oh well, we can just jump, and then we'll jump and get spouted out into another thing. And that's what they do. Apparently Dory would be that smart, because what would Dory do that they would do that? It makes no fucking sense to me that they would even get that from there. But whatever. So anyways, there's this big scene where the octopus and Dory are in a baby cart and they're trying to find a way to an open ocean exhibit. And they're in a baby cart, they're going around, and that was another thing where it was just a dumb plot hole to me. So imagine yourself at a theme park and you see a baby carriage going by itself. Fast as fuck, going by itself. And not one person goes and tries to stop it or tries to be a hero in this sense. But no, nobody in that world cares. No human, no nothing. So it's just like, here's a baby carriage going 15 miles an hour, just hauling ass, and nobody gives a fuck. And that's kind of where it comes into the quote-unquote controversial thing. They actually kind of do get stopped, and it's by a lesbian couple. And apparently this raised a lot of problems with people, because people hate lesbians, I guess. But nothing in the movie actually says that they were lesbians either. They could have been really friends. There was like no exchange in dialogue, and I don't think they were holding hands or nothing. I did see like a poor quality camera, which I'm glad I didn't pay for this movie, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of people were furious that, kids movie has this forced lesbian couple, and I kind of just didn't see it. So anyways, they get to this open ocean exhibit, and they find out, yeah, that's where she was from, and this is what happened, and her parents are now in quarantine according to the other fish. So they spend this whole time going somewhere when her parents were back where she was at. So they end up going through this whole pipe system, and then they find Nemo and Marlin. So they go into the quarantine, and that's where all the blue tangs are, because the blue tangs are going to go on an exhibit basically where the octopus wants to go to. They're going to have their own exhibit. So then they find all the blue tangs. Hey, mom and dad, where are you? Well, yeah, your parents aren't here. So it was just really lame. So then it was this whole thing about shells. I don't know. It's just the whole story is just so convoluted. You're in an aquarium, and then apparently there's a big giant pipe system where you can fast travel through the entire aquarium, and then it's also connected to the ocean, so you can go to the ocean as well. And it was just, I feel like the story was just a gigantic mess. So basically, she goes into the ocean somehow, and Nemo and the dad are trapped in the blue tank, and they're being loaded up on a truck to go to Ohio or whatever. So she's in this drainage pipe, she goes out to the ocean, and right where it connects to the ocean, there's a bunch of shells, and holy shit, this is where my parents taught me about shells, and oh, there's my parents. And then, yeah. So then she meets her parents, and then, yeah. She meets her parents, and then, oh, well, everybody's getting loaded onto a truck, so I have to call my friends to help. And then this is where the movie just gets batshit crazy. It's just like everything gets ramped up to 11 on the batshit crazy scale. So Dory calls all these otters to stop traffic on a freeway. So there's a bunch of furry otters on the freeway standing, which makes cars stop, because that's just what happens in real life. So all these cars stop, and they're holding Dory, because fish out of water, that's something that happens. A fish can completely survive for a while. A long time, really, outside of water. So these otters open the back of a truck, and they find them. So they open the back of the truck, they find Nemo and Marlin, and the bird rescues them because they do that call, and the bird rescues them, on the freeway, where it couldn't hear them from, like, maybe 10 feet away. Couldn't hear them, but, on the freeway, away from a water park, and it was carrying the bucket still. So it definitely hears them. And it saves the day because, like the people say on the internet, don't knock the mentally disabled. They will save the day when you need to. Don't laugh at the joke characters. So they save Nemo, or this bird saves Nemo and Marlin, and Dory's still trapped. Dory's trapped, and then her and this octopus have this heart-to-heart moment. So like I said earlier, all this octopus wants to do is live on his own. He just wants to be by himself, and he wants to be a hermit. One of the shittiest fucking messages I have ever got from a fucking children's movie is what she says to him. And I think it's a really shitty message. I don't know about you guys, but I have it prepared right here. So let's take a listen, shall we? This is what she tells this octopus.
Kid, I guess this is goodbye.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I mean you're not going to the Cleveland. You are coming to the ocean with me.
What is it with you and ruining my plans? Listen to me. I have one goal in life, one.
No,
and
you listen to me. What is so great about plans? I never had a plan. Did I plan to lose my parents? No. Did I plan to find Marlin? No. Did you and I plan to meet? Wait, did we?
Are you almost done?
Well, I don't think we did. And that's because the best things happen by chance, because that's life, and that's you being with me, out in the ocean, not safe in some stupid glass box.
Can I say something?
I'm not done. A friend of mine, her name's Sigourney, once told me that all it takes is 3 simple steps. Rescue.
Anyways, the 3 simple steps really don't matter. It just ludicrous, bonkers bullshit. Anyways, I think that's a really shitty message for children, or just a whole movie in general. Basically, fuck plans. Just let everything happen by chance. At least that's what I get from what she said. So, this octopus has a goal in life, and it's like, no, fuck your plans. You come live with me. You come to the ocean and live with me. Fuck what makes you happy. Make me happy. I didn't plan any of this to happen, and look at me. I'm a forgetful fish. I just thought that was like a really shitty message. It would be like, I'm an artist. I love art. I really hope to be, have my stuff out there. I would like to have my stuff on TV, or have a comic book or something like that. And I would love to have people tear my shit apart on YouTube reviews or whatever. But to tell someone, you know what, fuck your plans. Just make stuff happen by chance. What kind of message is that for someone? Just to let everything happen by chance? No, fuck that. I can understand it to a degree, but just to be like, no, you don't have plans anymore. You just do that. Okay, so I'm supposed to wait for shit to happen? I'm just supposed to sit on my ass and wait for my stuff to get on TV? Some bigwig is supposed to call me? I'm supposed to wait? Or do I plan it out and work on it and that kind of stuff? That's what got me. It's just kind of a shitty message. So, anyways, like I said earlier, where the things just get ramped up to 11, her and the fucking octopus end up completely hijacking that car. They push out, it was a male and female, so they pushed them out, and then they start this gigantic freeway chase with police and these people chasing after them. And personally, I'm thinking to myself, well, shit, these people don't have a job anymore. They're fired. She just ruined these people's lives. So I just thought that was fucked up. Okay, well, that's great. You just fucked these people's lives up. You know, that could be a whole movie in itself, where they have an apartment, or, you know, animals to worry about, children, and a fish and an octopus just ruin their livelihood. They will probably never work at an aquarium ever again, or work with trucks ever again. So basically, this whole big freeway scene, her memory works the way it does. It's just the plot device. She sees seagulls, and I mean, like, you know, fish that spend all their time in water. They know, I mean, it's common knowledge for fish to know that seagulls live by the sea. That's just like a little tidbit that they threw in there, that this fish knew that. And I'm just like, well, okay then. That makes all the sense in the world. So basically, they follow these seagulls, and there's a bunch of policemen ready to fucking shoot the hijacker, and they just kind of veer off into a forest area and then drop the car off a cliff into the ocean. And then they free all the fish. And that's basically the movie. So Dory saves her parents from going to Cleveland, Ohio. The octopus has his dreams dashed. And then Nemo and Marlin and Dory and an octopus and her parents, they all live together happily ever after. And the octopus becomes a substitute teacher at the end. Personally, I didn't care for the movie at all. I feel it was riddled with plot holes. I think her memory worked, you know, just whenever the plot needed it. For the time she was away from Nemo and Marlin, she somehow doesn't forget them, but when she was a toddler and up, she forgets that she even had parents, or like anything that happened before the first movie. She just completely forgot, mind erased. That's what I mean. Just stuff like that kind of bothered me. So you can be gone for half a movie and not forget that you had anything like that. So, I don't know. Personally, I didn't care for the movie. I felt that it was very good dinosaur-ish, because both Arlo and Dory get swept up into a current, they lose their parents, and then they spent the whole fucking movie trying to find her parents and his parents. But the good dinosaur was more a boy and his dog in the wilderness, while this was just whatever. So anyways, yes, I did not care for this movie at all. But if you're a fan of the series, whatever, go for it. I give you my blessing. Go watch the movie. I just didn't care for it personally. So, yeah. So, there's my review. I'm sorry if it's really biased. And yeah, I'm sorry if it's like completely against what was going on, but yeah, I just really did not care for the movie. I think it had shitty messages. I think that things worked out miraculously for some characters while others got shit on, and it's whatever. I fully understand it's a children's movie, but I feel that, you know, when you're comparing it to other stuff that are children's movie and the other stuff is better, I feel that quality-wise you can do better. So as far as the sequels go, I would probably put Finding Dory just above Cars 2. And I would probably put like Monsters Inc. really close to the top. I think that's all. Well, it would be, yeah, Cars 2, Finding Dory, Monsters University, and then Toy Story 3, of course. So yeah, there we go. That's my review. I didn't like this movie. So if you've got any complaints, if you got any praise, if you got anything, please like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm an asshole, I don't care. But I hope you enjoyed listening to us, and I hope we'll have a new episode soon outside of this review. So, my name is Kyle, and I guess I'm signing off.